Oh man, have y'all ever realized that you're getting older, man? Do you
I
realize
did.
that, Trey?
I do. I
Hey, yo,
did.
man, listen, man. If you realize that you're getting older, man, then you need to lock in with this. This is OG Dad's podcast. My name is Freedom here to me, and this is King Tracy,
No
and
doubt.
we just here to discuss the issues that go along with being a father over 40,
Over
right?
40.
Over 40,
Over
right? And
40,
starting
y'all.
young.
Because, yo, it hit me.
We did it, right? So both of us are individuals that has experienced this, and we want to share that with y'all. So first and foremost, Trey, like not for nothing, man. When did you start realizing that you were getting older, bruh?
Man, I didn't realize I was getting older. It just happened one day. And when, I had to get up in the morning, take the kids to school, drop them off. I'm like, yo, this is really dad energy right here. Like, really dad. I caught myself going to Costco shopping at the men's section. And if anybody that know me, I'm a luxury brand type of
Oh,
guy.
here you go with the
You know?
bullshit.
I mean,
I,
I mean, you know what? But it is what it is, though. I'm
I
looking
mean,
around at pots and pans.
yeah, I ain't gonna hold you. I just bought some sneakers from Walmart. But anyway,
Yeah,
I
the
ain't.
shift, the shift is
The
shifting.
shift is real, but I ain't gonna hold you. Like when I realized I started getting older, and it's difficult because you got to deal with the mental and the physical, right? So,
Yeah.
like mentally, I'm still 28, 30.
Yes.
Even in my parents' shirts, this is a button up y'all see, but most time in my hoodie, sneakers, fitted hat,
Yeah.
like this is how. So mentally, I'm still holding on to a lot of the things that well, hold on, but physically, the back is telling me, yo, chill the fuck out.
What
You
you
know what I
mean?
mean?
You mean you back fucking?
Nah. Fuck
Oh,
it, nah,
okay.
fuck it. I mean, we learn how to ignore those pains when
Right.
you know what I'm saying? I don't give a fuck if your leg gets broke.
Right,
You gonna learn how to
right,
figure out
right,
the talk
right.
about, man, let me get some pain pills afterwards.
Right,
But
right.
that's when I realized I started getting old in the physical, but mentally how I was thinking, my mindset, or things I needed to take care of, safety first, being more of a provider, not being as aggressive, things of that nature,
Yeah,
King.
man. I'm going through the same situation, man, because when another OG dad moment is planning birthday parties for 3-year-olds, and my son is 3, my daughter's 7. They
Facts.
turning 4 and 7, June and July. So
4 and
having
8.
4 and 8 they'll
There you
turn,
go. Okay.
and having a budget, and adult things,
Become a
responsibility.
business, y'all.
Yeah, man, that's just one of the aha moments, a OG dad moment.
So here it is, Paul Self Trey. Like not for nothing, he got so Trey's in a situation where he got a turning 8 and a 4-year-old, right? And my situation is a little bit different, a lot different, but it's different, right? But we both have 8-year-old. His son and my son and his daughter are about the same age. But at the end of the day, I have a 22-year-old. She just turned 22. So
Graduated.
graduating from college.
college.
Salute. Should have knew that. You know what I mean? Big proud dad moment. But at the end of the day, some of the things that we're going to experience in parenting may not be because of that shift in the dynamic of the gap of children. His is probably going to be a lot closer. But listen, man, even though we're talking about kids and even though we're talking about dads, like first and foremost, like I kind of want to express the importance of the shift of the things that we go through. So we already talked about how, getting older, how did that feel, how recovery feels, how your body changes against your mindset, right? But what about like things like sleep? Right?
Well, I ain't gonna lie to you, man. When it comes to me sleeping at night, I got a big king size bed,
Talk your talk.
memory foam pillow,
Talk your talk.
the AC on, the fan on,
Talk
the
your
window
talk.
open. I'm trying to find all types of things to sleep better, but I wake up in the middle of the night with aches and pains. Like I'm going to the chiropractor. Like this is all shifts that's happening for me because my mind is telling me, Trey, you're still 20, you're still 30. But my body's telling me, bro,
Slow down, bruh.
you're 50.
Slow down, bruh. Pump
them
your brakes.
gassed up.
Yeah, pump your brakes. I ain't gonna hold you, man. I've never been one that had a sleeping. If I go to sleep, I go to sleep.
I can't do
All
that.
right, but also I'm an individual that I stay up and only required at that time frame of the younger me 2-3 hours of sleep, right? Like most of us, right? Now I'm trying to keep up with that 2-3 hour sleep process.
It's me 2-3 hours sleep.
Just
at
get
night.
at night, right?
Why you only getting 2-3 hours sleep at night?
The grind. I'm trying to grind, bro. And it's
Nigga,
not
you
yo.
49.
That's the problem. The younger me is coming out, Ken.
You wildin'.
So what?
You gotta sleep 12 hours.
And that's the difference, right? 12 hours. I ain't sleeping no 12 hours.
At least 8.
That's hibernation, King.
At least,
That's
I need 8 hours.
I'm a lion. I ain't a
Nigga,
bear.
you gonna have brain fog.
But at the end of the day, yes, that's another thing, right? Focusing on trying to gather so much and do so much and accomplish so much, being behind all of these pressures with not being where you want to be, those factor in as being OG dads, right? Because at the end of the day, we still trying to build,
Yes.
right, and be where we want to be.
Yes.
But then the sacrifice comes crazy because we got to allocate so much.
So you saying we should did all of this in our 20s and 30s as opposed to...
If I would rewind time, I would love to deal with the consequences, but not
Then?
deal with the consequences and get to reap of the rewards.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Yeah,
like,
makes sense.
I don't want the duration of the consequences I went through, none of that. If I can learn a lesson a lot earlier with a tad bit of consequence, because the consequences is where we learn.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, but anyway, long story short, I need sleep. Sleep is different. We realize, matter of fact, we was here the other day, remember we did the couples night?
Yeah.
And we played the games here and all of that?
Yeah.
What time was it? Y'all was still ready to party. Me and wifey like 9, 10 o'clock. We over here 9 now. Looking
Yeah,
like
yeah, he's
ready.
falling asleep.
I was like, we got to go home.
Yeah, the second half dads. We playing OG dads. We playing Netflix on the TV.
Yeah, different shit.
I mean, you know,
Shit.
it's a different ball game right now. Like second half dads and OG dads, we're just like we're still holding on to our youth,
That's hard to let go.
which is hard to let go because you know the youth. You know, I was a fly nigga in my youth. I had it.
Hey, yo, bro.
I was doing me.
You know, we grew up together, so I ain't even going to do all that.
I was doing me, you know.
He was doing him.
Playing this, doing that, traveling. You know, if anybody know, the Dipper Mac is real.
All right, yo. So another thing I want to talk about in the shift, right? Because we having these physical issues sometimes, some of us, right? Not all men are experiencing this over 40, but there is a shift. You can't run faster. You can't run as fast as you used to.
I can never run
You know
fast.
what I'm saying? Like, it's just certain things, we know and understand that you can't do. But in the time frame of us being younger, I could speak it, I'm going to keep it on the eye, like, doctor visits and all that shit wasn't important. Right,
No.
but now, how is important is your doctor visits, right?
Yeah.
Like, how are you, like, a wordplay like glucose, right?
Yeah.
I mean, like, we're learning certain languages because of these visits to the
Intake.
doctor. Intake, referral,
Yeah. Like, you
medication,
know, yeah.
medication.
Thank God I don't have none of those
You know
issues,
what I'm saying?
man.
Like, these things do pop up for a lot of us, and then, and I'm gonna keep it on the eye. Like, I got prescribed medication, and honestly, that's because I keep going like I'm young. But the body is saying, bruh, slow down. You can't keep doing that. So
Not
my
20.
doctor visits, I got to check up a little bit more.
But is there a line or a thin line where you feel like, you know what, I am 49, but my body's telling me to push my limits because I have to?
Yes, I do believe that because I think our brain operates off of our nervous system. So sometimes when nervous comes in, we are able to propel more, but also this is where we make irrational decisions and shit like that as well. So, but yet again, yes, being under pressure, the body saying, yo, I need to go in overdrive to get this done before I shut down could happen.
Right, and that's part about being an OG dad too, is making decisions based on outcome.
You're right. Like going in the gym to lift 225 15, 20 times and it's not the agenda no more.
Yeah, well,
You know what I mean? If I could rep it, I rep it. But 50 pull-ups and 1,000 push-ups in a day, that's not the wear and tear on the body can't hold that no more.
You know, I've always been a slender type of person, so me doing push-ups and pull-ups, I mean, I look forward to doing that. I haven't done it in a long time because, as an OG dad, my schedule is kind of crazy now.
Another topic we're going to talk about a little later.
Scheduling,
timing, and all
timing.
that. All right, and we also discussed that health starts becoming, the reason why I brought up the doctor visits is because at this stage in our life, health starts to become very important, right? Because we want to be here longer. We got the kids, especially OG dads that have the young kids. We want to be there, man. We want to be there in a time frame. So now paying attention to your health becomes more of a priority than an option, right?
Yes.
How do you feel about the younger generation and how you view them?
In what sense?
So it's like sometimes I know I can look at the younger people differently now. Whereas it's like, yo, why are you
Talking about
making
the
that?
YNs?
The YNs, or some younger, even early, you know what I mean? But yo, why are you making that decision right now, right? And sometimes I gotta catch myself like, bruh, you was at that age and you made reckless decisions. Not as reckless as the younger version now, or the younger generation now, but I've made some reckless decisions. So even now, I'll be looking at the YNs of the younger generation like, yo, how are you even thinking like that? Like, that's crazy.
Well, you know what, the young men out here, right? Because we focus on men, right? But the younger generation as a whole, I feel like that's their time to make bad decisions, though. Because when you get this age, man, you will want to be in a situation where life is going in a slow motion for you. When I mean by slow motion, I don't mean as you're dying, but I mean as the term as your life is steady. You have a foundation. At that age, a lot of these people don't have that yet, and they aggressive because they don't know which direction to go.
I get that. I also think, like, at the end of the day, like, the younger generation, we have to get an understanding of what the younger generation of young people, of viewpoints and perspective, their likings, the dislikings.
How they view us.
Right? But that's how we stay in the loop with our children. Right? So, like, for nothing, I'm going to give you an experience. Like, the lingo is different. So, at the time, she was 21, whatever time age she was, she'll check me on my lingo. I had to get abreast with what's going on in the younger generation now, so I can be in tune with her on how we communicate. You know what I mean? So, like, the lingo, the things that are going on, I had to keep up with the times. And, of course, my field allows me to have to do that because I got to work with kids. But having your perspective and learning the new perspective of a younger person in today's times is difficult, bro.
I mean, is it difficult, or is it just the fact that we're just stuck in our ways? Like, which one is it?
It's difficult because we're stuck in our ways.
Right. Okay. Yeah. There could be two truths to that. Yeah. I definitely agree with you on that because I'm not as involved with the younger generation as you are. I'm not around them as much. When I mean younger generation, I'm talking about the 13, the 14, the 15, even maybe the 22-year-olds. That's probably the highest. That's probably the generation.
Lowest,
the lowest that I'm
interacting with.
Yeah, but I'm not even interacting with them because at my stage right now, as an OG dad, I'm only interacting with 3-year-olds, 4-year-olds, and 7-year-olds. So it's a little different. I'm driving in the morning time, going down 78, and I'm putting on Monster Jam.
It's different.
I'm putting Kids Bop on.
Yeah, it used to be Jada Kiss.
I be want to put on my music, man. Put the God Hove on or Nas on. And that's another thing, generational music, because my daughter, she's playing, I don't know, I forgot the name of the music she listens to, the name of the person she listens to, but I kind of figure myself bopping to the music a little bit. But the OG dad in me is like, yo, son.
That's
freak
fire.
all of that whack music, man.
Yo, put my J on.
Yo, put this hip hop boom bap music on.
It's crazy you said that, right? So we in a ride today. My daughter's ride me, and
come on, baby.
She like, yo, Dad, you know who this is? I forgot the artist name, right? So I'm like, nah, that's that new wave, right? And she like, nah, this is from your time. It was very soulful. It was on some Erykah Badu type of, you know what I mean? Angie Stone. And I was like, nah, I don't know that. She like, Dad, this is from your time. How you don't know them? And it gave me an iconic moment like, damn, I raised on some good music. But she know more shit than I do in my era, right? So yet again, the generations of music understanding, but yeah, you got to adapt.
Our music is timeless. That's what she just told me.
I mean, but at the end of the day, it is.
It's timeless.
I ain't gonna even argue
not
with
just
that.
hippity pop, and that's
we
OG
hippity
hop music.
Because that's gonna start a whole nother controversy. But I get it because it's the rap game. We ain't gonna do that this episode. But all right. So listen, we looked at the generation. How do you feel about somebody calling you Unc or OG?
I like it though, man. I am. Nigga, respect me. Respect me, man. I put the time in, man. Like,
that's growth.
yeah, man. The first time I got called the OG, right? And I was locked up on an island. And this kid, I was like 20 something. And this kid came in. I was in a Ford building. Everybody know about the island. You know the Ford building.
Facts.
And
Facts.
this little young nigga was like, yo, OG. I looked at him like, because I looked down on him. I'm like, yo, who the OG? I'm in my 20s. But then it hit me. Bomb.
I had a problem with it, and I'm gonna tell you why. And it's honestly in the gist of what we're talking about today, with the younger person versus the older person. So the younger person was still holding on. I can't be an OG yet.
Yeah.
I'm still young. What are you talking about? I am in my how I operate. So I didn't embrace it. Then I had to learn, okay, let's define what these terms are in their eyes, from their perspective. And when I heard Unk was off the table. Why? Because Unk is associated with somebody getting high and all of that. So don't, and when they started distinguishing it, we call you OG because we can't call you Unk because that's not your wave. But we can call you OG because you provide jewels and all that. And when I got that perspective, I embraced it.
Well, you know what? To add on to what you were saying just now, I looked at Unk as uncle, right? And
Perspective.
and I had a lot of uncles in my life growing up. You know, they always made men. When I met my made men, they took care of family. They held the responsibility down. They used to come and I could talk to them if I needed something from them, mentorship, or just to be around a leadership person, a leadership role, or a masculine man.
Okay,
And
I like that.
you know, so when you say Unk, that's my brain automatically goes to father figure.
Because that's your foundation of what
Right.
Unk is.
Yeah.
Unk has shifted.
Unk
in
has
these
shifted.
time frames now. Unk means, and yet again, we all know terms have different meanings and all that. But yet again, when I'm talking to the young, they like, yo, if somebody call you Unk, they violating because that ain't you. Unk is auntie and Unk now, and their terms is the auntie and Unk that get high and run around and
I don't know.
And honestly, I'm glad we had that because that's important information for us to be knowing. Like all this 6,
Cause yo, I'm gonna keep it
7.
real with you. If a nigga see me, he call me Unk. Ain't no way in God's green earth he could look at me to my that man right there smoking.
That's why they call you OG.
Or he looks soft.
But that's why they call you OG.
Right.
Right. So at the end of the day, these are the things. But I'm also realizing just the shift to talk about another concept of the shift is realizing time is moving faster than ever.
Well, it is, brother. And you know what? Time is moving fast, man. Especially when you have a lot on your plate, man. You feel like you don't have enough time in a day. So I understand. Time is moving fast, man.
Not enough time in a day, but also not time enough in a day. Do I have enough time to accomplish what it is that I'm trying to leave as far as my legacy? And you know what I mean? Like that starts venturing in. Because yet again, I'm going to keep it a buck with y'all. I call it my third quarter. It's time for me.
Second half.
It's the beginning of the third quarter, close to middle. I don't know where it is, but I got to drop 50 and keep dropping 50, right? And that's where my mindset at is because time is moving fast. My born day is January. We already just had my daughter born day in May. We had yours in May. Like time and New Year's, we was just celebrating.
Yeah,
time is just shifting, and that's because our thought process and our responsibilities are becoming different.
And you know what, though, man? You're right, man. Because at the same time, man, time is moving fast. Because me growing up, I didn't prepare.
Nah, we didn't have the education to neither.
Yeah, man. Or we didn't have the mentorship. We didn't have the education. We wasn't seeking it. And just a different ball game. That's where OG Dad's coming at because I wish I had an OG
to pull your coat.
To pull my coat and like, yo, Trey, this is what you need to be doing.
I don't want to say that I didn't have that. I'm gonna speak from my perspective. I had that in certain perspectives, right? But then it's like, dude, you telling me this game, but I learned it from you. Right? So you telling me this is how I need to operate now. You telling me to shift from something else different. Stop doing what I'm doing. But then I learned what I was doing from you. right? So here it is. You coming at me. Well, you'll stop. But I learned what I'm doing from you. So here it is. You have to come at a different approach for even stopping that.
Well, it's the same. Don't do as I say. Do as I. Don't do as I. How does saying go again?
Yeah,
do as I say, not as I do.
Yeah, and that shit don't work nowadays.
Yeah,
that worked with us.
Yeah, but you realize that saying is true 20 years later.
It is true.
Because I got a lot of game from the niggas that was in the game, and I didn't take heed to it.
That's the point I'm trying to make.
Yeah, I know.
That we got that. There were people that came out there and said, bro, you shouldn't do this. Right? But also there weren't people out there saying, bro, you should do this.
Well, you know what? Right.
And
we had Mr. Green. If anybody know Mr. Green.
It was finish school, finish this, you know what I mean? Go, that type of thing. But there are people out there. But time is moving fast, King. And, you know.
Time is
and that's the purpose of this podcast, to have these type of discussions so guys and gentlemen in our space.
We got so caught up in this conversation, man. It's just so organic.
But one more question, man, and I probably want to close with this question to not dive in too long, but how do you feel about seeing your parents age while you're still raising your children?
Man, my mom's, man, she 80.
Ooh.
Still living in the PJs, man. Big shout to Ebbsville.
Salute.
Home of the Brave, you know what I'm saying?
You know.
She's still there, and she's still moving. Like she not 30 or 40, obviously though, but you know, she takes a walk every day.
Mm-hmm.
You know, she takes her vitamins, you know, she talked to me, she got all her cognitiveness.
Copy.
She has all her verbal. She's very abreast of everything was going on. We talk every day, but I do see a shift. Like if me and you are OG dads, right, and we see a shift in us, imagine what shift she saw or how she experienced in life, because she knows she's close to the death every day. And that's a hard topic.
But yet again, as us, because the reason why I asked that question, because you start to see, because we're in a catch-between phase, right? We're in a catch-between a phase of a transition of our parents getting older, also have to raise the children. So we're in that middle ground where we have to be concerned about both parties.
Yeah, because you're right.
You know what I'm saying? Right, yeah. Like, so that's, as an OG dad, that's a perspective that has to be taken, because it's a lot of weight. And then your situation, your mom's is 80, right? My situation a little different. My mom's 60 some change. She outside. You know what I mean? Like, she outside. Her perspective is like, I did that. I raised you. I had you young. Raised your sister. It's over. So her perspective in watching us raise my children and things like that happens very few and far between. You know what I'm saying?
It's a tough topic, man.
Definitely.
Because, you know, it'll be one moment my mother won't be here, right? And then at the same time, my daughter and my son, it'll be a moment for them where I won't be here. Because, you know, like we said, we are OG dads, and we know we are the second half of our lives right now.
And what do we got to do? We got to bridge that gap.
Yeah, and, you know, so, you know, the best thing, man, on this closing, man, is that, you know, spend as much time with your loved ones as much as possible. One that loves you, you spend as much time with them. Because one thing we don't have time is, we don't want to waste time, man.
Time
like
is money.
You know, like they have a movie, man, on this. I forgot what show is on. I forgot what cable is on. And it was just saying that you paying for time, and only the rich people can afford to get some of their time back. And that's not the case. That's not reality, though.
I dig that, man. And I'm glad you said that, because my concept on it is time is money. And when I look at it, is what we do with money, right? We either invest it or spend it. So now I got to look at my time. Am I in spending it, or am I investing it?
That's a whole new topic.
And that's a whole different topic.
So don't get me started,
again,
man.
time is, we going to get there. But salute y'all. This is OG Dad's podcast. We are here in effect. Episode 1 of a series called
Make sure you like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe if you feeling it.
OG dads out there. There's 1,000 y'all OG dads.
But I know y'all feel our pain, and I know y'all can understand.
Let's have a conversation, baby.
Talk about it.
Let's
if you got any questions, anything that you feel an input, or anything that you feedback or advice you feel like you need to have to provide for us, get in the comments section. Drop them, and let's deal with some conversations like grown men. OG Dad's podcast. This is where we at. King Trey, Freedom here, and this is where we at. Salute. Peace.
God.